What is up, YouTube? Kidding. Bad intro is bad, and you should feel bad. We're just having a bit of fun. He knows I'm kidding. Alright, what is up, y'all? We are here today for PCL Week 3 Team Builder versus the Minnesota Twineedles and our boy Sawk. Now, I'll go ahead and say this about Sawk. He is definitely one of the more creative battlers in the league. It makes it really hard to predict what he's going to bring because you know a solid 40% of the stuff he's going to bring is going to make no goddamn sense whatsoever. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. But Sawk's our boy, so I never actually played him, but we played a meme game last season, but we didn't actually have like a real game. So I'm curious to see how he's gonna you know, handle these situations we're gonna be putting each other in these fucking. So let me just completely abandon that sentence. We'll jump into his team. Looking at it, he's got Zapdos, Dougie, Flygon, Smeargle, Quillfish, Torterra, Dialga, Keldeo, Z-Azu, Girafarig, and Mega Heracross. Also, Torterra is a Z-move user, so that could be a thing as well if he wants to run like Rock Polish or something, you know. But you can see the whole squad on the screen. We'll do this in 3 parts, like we attempt to do every time. We'll do what I think he's gonna bring, what I'm gonna bring, and then like what we've learned in mocks and team building and whatnot. So, what I think he's gonna bring here on my little notepad here, the 4 things I am the most scared of are Zapdos, Dialga, Z-Azu, and Mega Heracross. Now, Z-Azu just means it forces a certain amount of prep. It means I have to bring, keep Roserade and or Kartana healthy enough to live the +6 Aqua Jet, which is annoying, but knowing Sawk, Azu's probably going to be Sap Sipper, and it's going to be annoying, because I have Kartana as well as Roserade, and a few other things that can use, you know, grass-type moves, and that just seems super annoying. Like, between Girafarig and Azu, he's got the double Sap Sipping core, and that just does not seem like something I want to deal with if I have to, so, like, we're going to try to avoid that as best as possible. In my notes here on my actual paperwork, I was slightly intoxicated when I wrote it on the teams. So the only actual note I have, it just says sap. Just sap. Sap and only sap. So obviously I was trying to get to some kind of point about the sap sipping, but I didn't make it through the sentence. And if you watch my videos, you know I rarely make it through a whole sentence. That's some shit. But yeah, those 4 ones, the Dialga, Azu, Mega Heracross, and the Zapdos, I think are coming for sure. They are looking like fucking threats, and I gotta make sure to have prep my team to, like, deal with those. Smeargle is always another option that I think would be super annoying, and, you know, just like a Sash lead kind of guarantees that you get either a web up or something goes to sleep and then a web goes up or something along those lines, and that's annoying. So we don't want to deal with that if we have to. Something like Scarf Keldeo doesn't really make sense versus me, I don't think, because I have Kartana, which it is 1 point higher, so I think if you do bring Keldeo, you bring like Grass Resist Berry, you run a little Rindo action, and maybe you bring, I don't know, Sacred Sword plus like Ice Move for Garchomp, and then just like Dual Stab maybe. Obviously, Sacred Sword is part of the stab, but I don't know, man, you can run like Scald and Pump depending on how big his dick is, if he thinks he's gonna hit, you know. And Mega Heracross is just such a threat to the team. Like, it doesn't die, I don't think, in 1 hit to anything on my team. Like, I have no flying stab except for like Bounce Greninja, which I'll go ahead and tell you that ain't coming. So that's another thing we gotta watch out for. But something along those lines, I think those 4 plus 2. So with like Zapdos, Dialga, Zapdos, Dialga, Azu, and Mega Heracross, and then 2 other random ones, kind of niche mons to fit in there. If those ones do come, he'll need a rocker, so he'll probably either bring Dougie or Dougie or Torterra for rocks, and then maybe like Smeargle or Quillfish for other hazards. Something like that could work. But let's jump into what I'm bringing. It has been 4 minutes. Okay, we're doing good. Starting off, we got Brain, the Papa Berry Uxie. Now, this Brain here specifically is it's a very good Brain. It's got just a little bit of speed to, just in case he wants to speed creep. No speed Uxie with Mega Heracross. We got just 12 in there just to kind of give us a little bit extra. And Max HP, Max Spadef ensures that we live a Draco from the Dialga. We'll get our Papa Berry, and then we'll be able to live the -2, and we can at least try to get the thing to sleep. We can get our Brox. If he is in with something like Flygon or Dougie or Torterra, we can hit it with Ice Punch, and then we get U-turn just to get on out of there. We were kind of thinking about some Memento action, but it didn't seem like the week, so not yet, but soon. soon we'll be memeing hard with our brain. But Yon can potentially be very nice for this team because we do have a setup sweeper in young Garchomp back here. So go to sleep and then, you know, set up an SD. And the whole meme with Sawk's team is that he has no Edgequake resist. His Edgequake resist is Doug Trio. So yeah, so we'll definitely try to capitalize on that. So that's Brain, our Spadef wall. Next we have a Normalium Z 4 attacks flat Stanley here. This Kartana is just meant to be a big old wall breaker. We got the aerial ace so we can pick off the Mega Heracross. It doesn't kill from full, obviously, but we got it. Z Giga Impact does a tit load to Zapdos. That shit's doing like 70%. So we get a Brox, we get a little bit of chip. We're looking good. We can get a Giga Impact kill, and then unless he brings a Scarfer, nothing on his team outspeeds Kartana except for Doug Trio, and Doug Trio is very easily worn down. So that's all that. Yeah, it's pretty standard. You guys know I like Kartana, and it's the same shit every week, man. It's just fucking outspeeding Keldeo and just generally being an awesome Pokemon. Next, we have once again the E-Belt Greninja, and oh my god, guys, I've been loving this shit out of Protein Greninja this season. Holy shit! It didn't do anything last season. I mean, last game, but still just being there put a lot of offensive pressure on Die, and it forces prep a certain way too, which was kind of nice. So, Froppy, E-Belt, just enough attack to be able to 2-hit KO, which is it's literally just the leftover attack from speed creeping the Dougie. So Ice Beam, Shuriken, Extra Sensory, and Low Kick. It hits everything on his team super effectively, man. It hits like literally the whole team super effectively. Yeah, I'm scrolling down his team and it literally hits everything. It doesn't hit Azu. It doesn't hit Giraffe. So everything except for Azu and Girafarig, which Giraffe's probably going down, unless it's like Spadef or AV or some shit. Giraffe's going down to 2 fucking stab Ice Beams anyway, so we ain't really too worried about that. But, man, this thing just looking like it's going to clean up. If I can get up a little bit of hazards, you know, if I can identify the Scarfers, Greninja can just put in so much work. And if it's something like Dougie that's Scarf, we have the Shuriken on there, obviously, to be able to pick that off. If he does just want to lead Smeargle, and like, or if we end up in a 1v1 scenario versus this and Smeargle, if he doesn't put me to sleep or whatever, I can always kill it. I can hit it, knock it down to its sash, and then Shuriken the next turn, so that'll be cool. Next, we have Ruby Roserade, Spikes, Leaf Storm, Sledge Bomb, and Hidden Power Ground. This thing is to speed tie with Dialga. If he wants to bring just offensive fucking Dialga, I'm gonna make sure to be able to force that speed tie. If he just wants to like if he wants to speed creep something like Hitmonlee, then I will outspeed him with this E-Belt Roserade. And Hidden Power Ground does a lot to offensive Dialga, guys. Let me tell you, that's basically stab HP grounds, and that has a technician boost. And then with the E-Belt, it's an extra 20% on there. Oh my goodness gracious, it does so much damage. And a Mach, it did like 70%, which is amazing. That's a Z. That was a Z fucking Giga Impact from Kartana, and then that did the same damage. Yeah, you get it. You get it. But Roserade is also very helpful because he does have that Wetchy Jigger. We were just talking about it, the Keldeo. So Icy Wind does not do a lot to us. Granted, I believe we're 2-hit KO'd, but we can still eat 1. So unless he sets up a Titload of Calm Mind, so I gotta stop saying Titload, that seems weird, but unless he goes Calm Mind crazy, basically, then we'll be able to eat 1, and then fire back with a Leaf Storm and just blow him away, really. Next, we have LB, the Adamant Mega Beedrill. This thing is so strong, guys. Pin Missile, U-Turn, Poison Jab, and Drill Run. Pin Missile means we can lead off with this thing if he has the Smeargle. I can just shoot off Pin Missiles. If I get 3 hits, I kill the Smeargle guaranteed. If I get 2 hits, I have like a 10% chance to kill, which is just ridiculous that would even fucking work. So, we got that. U-Turn obviously just for momentum. Poison Jab, his team does not have a lot of Poison Jab switch-ins. Like, he has Dialga, and that's it. So Dialga gets U-turned on every time. And then Drill Run, just to be able to hit the Dialga. It does not do a lot, but really the only point of having Drill Run is to be able to pop the potential Shuka Berry and then clean it up later with Roserade or Garchomp. Speaking of which, last but not least, we have the Habon Berry Garchomp here with Earthquake, Stone Edge, Aerial Ace, and Swords Dance. We have young Edgequake literally here just to Edgequake Sawk's team. And we got the Aerial Ace to be able to hit that Mega Heracross and hit that Torterra super effectively. Originally, this team was triple E-Belt. We had Garchomp, Roserade, and Greninja with the E-Belt. But seeing as how Scarf Draco just completely blew back my team, we had to put the Habon Berry on here. But this guy, like I said, after we identify the Scarfers, this guy can put in a lot of work, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's my team. You kind of know what I think about his team, so let's talk about what we learned in the mocks and whatnot. Now, this was a scary matchup because depending on the type, he can bring like an offensive ass team, or he can bring just a bulky ass team, and either way, they're both going to be equally annoying. So like one of them, you know, having offensive pressure put on you the whole time, it's kind of scary. But I think we win the long offensive war as long as we can beat the Dialga. Defensively, I gotta keep like Greninja and probably Beedrill both in the back to be able to break through some of his bulkier shit. And I don't know, man, it's scary. Like, it all depends on what I think he's gonna do. So, in a mock, Scarf Dialga, you lead off with it, and you click Draco, something dies, you switch out, and then it just comes back in, and just Draco's all the things. So, we did end up switching Habanberry for the Expert Belt. The backwards version of what I said, because sentences are tough. We swapped the E-Belt for the Habanberry, so that way maybe we can try to bait him in, because -2 Draco still kills Garchomp, so maybe we can at least bait him in with the Habanberry and be able to get an Earthquake kill. Although, if Earthquake versus Dialga is anything like Earthquake versus Reshiram, it's going to do about 80%, so I need Rocks and Spikes up, like, ASAP. Another thing we learned is that Mega Heracross, it gets a kill, basically. Like, I have to sack a Mon to get damage, and then I have to come back in with a faster Mon and kill it, which is kind of why we have the Aerial Ace on this, as well as Kartana. Poison Jab from Beedrill does a good chunk, but not as much as, obviously, the times 4 effective move. Now, T-Spikes are annoying. I do have I have two grounded poison types, so it's not a huge deal, but if Garchomp and if everything just gets poisoned, then it's super annoying. Although you can't get poisoned, you can't get poisoned, you can, and you can't. So really it's just two things getting poisoned, so it's not that big of a deal. I guess I'm more worried about just Spike stack in general, like webs plus T-Spikes and all that, and rocks and all that shit. Because he's got the Smeargle and he's got the Quillfish, so he's got the tools to be able to spike up on a motherfucker. But we do hit that Quillfish pretty hard with all of our Mons. Granted, we don't have psychic coverage on Brain, but we can at least make it go to sleep. So, I'm not too worried about it, I guess, but like, it's just something I gotta keep in mind. I don't actually have recovery on these Mons, if I'm not mistaken. So we gotta hope that we don't get. Well, we gotta stack Spikes on him and make him defog his own shit away as well. But yeah, I think that's kind of the lead. Hopefully webs never go up in the first place, because Beedrill can just take out Smeargle with the Pin Missile, and if he does go for like late game webs, hopefully we can work around those. But other than that, that's pretty much the team. Yeah, like I said, I think Zapdos, Dialga, Azu, Mega Heracross, 4 biggest threats in my team, huge threats to my team. I'm scared. I don't even want to think about it. So go ahead and like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. We'll see you tomorrow around this time for the actual battle. Definitely check out Sawk. I'm not sure if he does team builders. I feel like I remember if he did, but just in case, click him anyways and watch his last video or some shit if he did. I don't know, man. But like, subscribe, all that bullshit. Bye forever.